Hello, I'm Claire. Welcome to Friday Sews. So I'm in the sewing room today. A little bit of a different type of video for me. I've been looking at my wardrobe planning, and I don't normally do an awful lot of that. When people started talking last year before about having the colours done, I dug out my wallet that I had out the other day, and one of my Friday sews recently. I've had this since, I think I had this done in about 1993, 92, early 90s. And at the time I was really surprised. Excuse me, I've got an itchy nose, bit of hay fever. At the time I was really surprised. The only difference I made when I bought this was I started wearing a navy suit that I'd made myself. It's a navy wool crepe, and I bought the lipstick, which wasn't dissimilar to the one I'm wearing now. I bought the lipstick from the House of Colour, and that's the only difference I made. And a scarf. A scarf with, I've still got it. It's a beautiful silk scarf. It's very nice, and it's got my signature colours in it. It's got some of the beautiful royal blue. It's got some reds. It goes to a bit of pink. It's really lovely. And I wore that tucked into the neckline, and my navy suit and this lipstick. And the comments I got, I couldn't believe the comments I got at work. Have you lost weight? Have you had your hair done? Have you, on and on and on. Several people mentioned it in unrelated situations in the first week, and I thought, oh, this obviously really works. So ever since then, I've not followed it religiously. I still go off piste because, yeah, life's boring otherwise, isn't it? But I do come back to this, and most of my wardrobe follows my colours. So probably because of that, I don't need to do a whole lot of planning. But I watch a number of YouTubers who limit the range of colours in the wardrobe for the season. And I know there are a number of clothing stylists who do the same. So I thought, well, maybe I should be doing that. Maybe I should be really featuring on a few colours for a season. And then I can kind of ring the changes and give my wardrobe a purposefully different look for a season. So for the last couple of years, I've been kind of doing that in a haphazard and disorganised sort of way. So I thought, right, okay, I've probably got enough me-made clothes now, enough of a wardrobe to do it a little bit more purpose and a little bit more thought, and see if I can curate a nice wardrobe style that has enough freshness and colour and gives me options that all go together. So this is, just move out of my own way. This is what I've roughly selected for this summer. I'll pop up under here or somewhere on the screen. You'll see pop up the colours I've chosen. I've chosen a navy neutral. Where's my navy blazer there? A navy neutral and an off-white neutral. And as long as I don't go cream, if I keep it to ivory and off-white, I'm fine. Or pure white, of course, is fine for me. Interestingly, when I look through my colours, there are one or two colours that look quite warm. And I've mentioned this before. If you've followed me for a little while, I think I'd probably be called a sprinter winter now, because I kind of cross over a little bit on some of the colours. And when I had my colours done, the lady that did them, she spent ages trying to decide between a spring and a winter. And my sister has gingery hair. My dad was similar colour to me, but he had a ginger beard. So there is quite a lot of red, although my sister and I do have quite a different complexion colour. So yeah, but I'm very similar complexion colour to my dad, and he had a gingery beard. Weird, isn't it? But yes, so I think that I'm not maybe as pure a winter. probably go a little bit towards the spring. So anyway, well, we know that when you have your colours done, if you have the whole range done, we know that you have something of every colour. So there are yellows in my wallet, but they are a winter yellow. So it's a very cool yellow. But the warm red is a signature colour for me, as well as the dark red that's cooler. And there are some quite warm pinks. You see, that pink is definitely a warm pink. That's a cool pink, and I can wear both. And I'm the same with the red. I can wear the warm red. There's no terracotta, but I do wear terracotta occasionally, and it's not that different from the dark red. You know, my red here is probably, when I went to university to do creative design, I was a design technology teacher before I retired. I remember the first thing we were asked to do was to mix a red to create a red. Well, of course, it's primary colour, so really you're selecting pigments that are a pure red. But he wanted one that wasn't red, didn't have orange undertones, didn't have blue undertones, and you can't mix a red. It's a pure pigment. So yeah, anyway, there we go. Mine is quite a pure red. If anything, it's slightly on the warm side. And I have somewhere under here, under my covered up bit of my winter, I have a lovely bright red coat that gives me red from head to foot. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. I'll try and hold it up a bit higher. So I do have this red, which suits me really well. And that's exactly the colour from my palette. And I think that's quite a warm red. Anyway, enough of that. So using my colour palette, I've been through and I've selected a number of colours. I've selected a navy and a winter white, an off-white, an ivory, I suppose you'd call it. I've selected a turquoise, which I love, and I've selected a dark pink, this kind of raspberry pink, but I'm quite happy to go with the slightly warmer pink because I'm not going to make another jacket. But this on my colour wheel, on my colour thing, which you'll be able to see, I've gone for the dark red, and yeah, turquoise, and what's the other colour, and yellow, a winter yellow. So at the moment there's very little yellow in this wardrobe, so that's something I'm going to attend to. I have ordered a lovely fabric with quite a lot of yellow in it, but it's definitely a winter yellow, cool yellow. This is probably one of my favourite. I've worn these to death. I love this turquoise, but I've already got quite a lot of that in my wardrobe. And the other colour I've picked, so I went for the navy, the white, and then the dark red and the turquoise and the yellow, and my final colour is a green, and it comes up, I think, on my, I haven't got, obviously you it's on my phone, but that's where you are. I've got my video on. So this has got some green in. I can't remember whether I picked an emerald or whether in the end I went for more of a bottle green, both of which are in my colours. I do have some really good greens, one of which is a real signature colour, and the others are, you know, very strong ones for me. So that's a signature colour with 2 stars, 100%, that emerald green. And then the slightly darker green, that's still a good one for me. And then the bottle green, again, those two are the same. So they're not signature colours. I could wear the bottle green as a neutral. And then I have a very pale ice green as my pastel, because with the winters, they go for the very, very, you know, white with a hint of type ice pastels. Which are hard to get hold of, so I don't worry too much about those. I just, if I want pastel, I go for a pastel. So, yeah. So this is my wardrobe so far, and I thought you might like to have a look at it. I'd be really interested to hear it. How do you go about organising your wardrobe? We are organising our loft at the moment. We've had a lot of work done in the loft. We've had lights put on in here. We've had a new loft ladder. The loft is being boarded out, so I am in a position, or very nearly in a position, to be able to package up my winter clothes and swap my wardrobe around each year. So that'll be quite nice, because I will have to decide exactly what I want to have in my wardrobe and how I want it to work. So I haven't got any gym wear in here, and I haven't got my really scruffy gardening cleaning up type stuff, because that tends to be just whatever's a little bit worn out. I do have a pair of Largo cargos in this fabric, which is my lovely Lady McElroy. It's called Trowel. Still have it. It's a second, has a bit of a blue stain on it. It washes out, and this is a lovely denim, and it's a stretch denim. I think it's about 8 or 9 ounce, something like that. It's lovely. It's really nice. And when I made this, I made it to go with this Lady McElroy Mulberry Cobra Corsage. I bought a remnant and had it, and made this, and I had enough to do a little tank, and I did it was one of the first tanks I made, and I can't remember which pattern I used, but it wasn't a great fit, so nowhere near as good as my Curso top, which is a cashmerette, which is a much better fit. So it works really nicely with, this is the cashmere rose clare in the mulberry. I lined under the collar, I lined the pocket flaps as well. So I did make that to go with the mulberry, so I've put them together. That mulberry colour, maroon mulberry, that is one of my colours. It's normally an autumn, and I was convinced it was an autumn until when I actually got my thing out and looked at it. Surprising, you think you know what they are, and then you don't. And if I pick that up, it gave me real confidence wearing it when I realised it actually was one of my colours there. So I've got the maroon, well, dark purple, and I've got the mulberry, which again I would have thought was autumn. I would have said that was a warm colour. So that's why I think I'm a bit on the cusp between the spring and the winter. Very odd, isn't it? Anyway. So there we go, enough of that. So where was I going with this? I have some Largo cargos in this trowel, and they're in the wash at the moment. They get worn all the time, and I worn them to death, and they're a bit at the stage where they're a bit scruffy, so I haven't put them in here because I'd be wearing those if I was having a sewing day. They're really comfy, and that's the type of time I would wear them. So I'm going to go through what I've got here and the colours I've grouped them in, but I'd like you to think about those colours you can see on the video and how I can, I don't know how I can develop this into a really good capsule collection. It's got to dot all the I's, and I'm thinking I need things to wear for dance practice that are not too warm in the winter, autumn, winter, spring. Unless it's really warm, I can get away with my scuba dresses, which are, they look fine for a dance practice, but they will just go in the wash when I get home. They don't crease, don't need ironing. They're really, just put them on, go dancing in them, get them hot and sweaty, throw them in the washer, rinse and repeat. So, so these are, I do require dance dresses from here and quite smart dressed dance clothes as well. I'm going to move Edith over here a bit because I feel I'm bumping into her. Whoops. Stand still, Edith. Take more water with it, love. I'm sorry. One of those days today. This is a very unusual situation for me. I don't normally do my videos like this. I feel a little bit... Okay, so I might decide it's rubbish and not put it up. So let's start over here. So this goes with the navy. It's got some pink in it, it's got a bit of purple, a bit of teal in it, all good colours for me. You can see I like it. This is the Boudoir Bouquet from Minerva, and this is the Tidal dress, Love Notions Tidal, and it's a really comfy French terry very, very comfortable dress that I can dress it up. Now I haven't put it with this collection. I do have one of these Metro blazers in a purple that goes quite nicely with this. The pink would go, the navy would go, but I do have a purple one. And I did think to myself, it's not easy to do this. I've got too much stuff, I think, on this rail. I did think to myself when I was doing my colours, and I know Whitney does hers in a similar way, although she's far more experienced and organised than I am. So Whitney, I'm doing my best. You probably won't ever watch this, but yeah. If my navy goes a bit purple, I'm not going to worry about it. It'll be fine. So I've got this on, I've got that. Now I can wear this with them. This works quite well. I can wear I haven't actually tried my navy with them, but I think it'll probably go. Or I could wear, if I want to smarten it up a little bit, I could maybe wear, perhaps with a tidal dress, I could maybe wear my purple Metro blazer. So that's that one. So I would say that's for my, I do sometimes wear this just for around the house because it's really comfortable being French terry, as I would wear this. I've been sewing in this, I've been wearing it around the house, but I feel that it's put together enough to be able to wear it to do a video with. So moving on, t-shirts. So this is good. This has lots of my winter colours in. We've got greens, we've got purples, some lovely cool silvery colours, one or two spring colours as well here and there, but predominantly winter colours in this. Cashmerette Concord tee, tried and true T&T favourite t-shirt of all time. Have lots of them. Could do with more. Could do with at least 2 more really nice ones, because I never seem to have enough t-shirts. And when it's really hot weather, you might, if you're not rushing around and wearing them all day, you might get 2 days out of a t-shirt. But if you're really hot and sweaty and you've been wearing them all day, I think they need a wash. So yeah, I do definitely shorter t-shirts. I have another boudoir bouquet, so the same goes. This would go with my navy top, or I could wear it with pink, or I could put it with purple. And I have my lovely navy Largo cargos that I can wear with this. I'm probably missing a pair of denim jeans or cropped trousers to get, have a good full effect. So that's probably something for my notes. I need a pair of jeans. I mean, I do have a pair of jeans that I could put in here. I tend not to wear them that much in the summer. These are much lighter and more comfortable than my denim jeans. Maybe I need a summer pair of jeans. Maybe a lightweight, something, a light ounce denim, some 6-7 ounce, something like that. Maybe something a similar weight to this trowel. This might be 8 or 9, I'm not quite sure. These Largo cargos feel very jeans-like, really comfortable, but they're a lighter weight, they're cooler. But I perhaps need something in more of a denim blue. I quite like that denim blue. It's not exactly one of my blues, but I think it would be fine. So let's pop these back. So I think I've got quite a few t-shirts that would go with this navy, with these Largo cargos. I'm going to just keep working through from this end, or else this video will take forever. Okay, 2 linen shirts, perfect for the summer weather when it's really hot, because they cover me up from the sun. I made them both about the same time. These are the Itch to Stitch Nosara shirt. So they do have a collar stand, but they're a kind of dolman sleeve, grown on sleeve shirt. They do have yokes at the back, and I made them both in a linen. This one is Lady McElroy linen from Sherwood's Fabrics, with a few bits of this one that I had left over just to brighten it up, and some little pops of colour on the bias binding. This one is a Robert Kaufman linen, and I do have the linen to make an aria shirt in the different size ginghams. So beautiful, beautiful linen. This I feel really dressed up when I wear this. Bit less so with this one, and I don't know, must be the colour, I think. This I like to wear with jeans, so it would go with my Largo cargos. This one, I like to wear it a bit more dressed up. I like to wear it with my turquoise Largo cargos that are linen and don't have all the patch pockets. I like to wear it with these, and I have a big aqua belt with a big buckle. It's lovely. And my pink jacket, and that I feel great in that. So there we go, that's that one. Okay, so first dance dress. I'm going to be wearing this tomorrow night, Friday. When you're watching this, Friday night, I'm going dancing. I'm going to be wearing this. It's the Vogue 8577. Snippets of this were in my midweek video, and it has the beautiful signature pockets. It's very full and floaty. The theme for the dance is floral. It has a floral theme and floral and smart dress. So it's not black tie, just smart dress. So this will be perfect. And I shall wear my pink jacket and my little pink shoes to go. And then I have a choice of either a pair of red shoes or black, red or black dance shoes. And the red, kind of, there is a little bit of red in it, and it's far enough away, I think. I think there's enough other colours in there to get away with the red shoes, but I have got black as well. So there we go. The sew over it Eve dress, lovely dress. Fabric was viscose challis, very inexpensive, in the sale from Fabric Styles. They don't have it anymore. I have this in pink with the turquoise roses, this one, which I kind of bought and then decided I didn't like it, and then did it in the Fabric Wheel of Fate and loved it. So yeah, so really nice to wear, but I was very inexperienced with fitting my size when I made this. I have altered it, I have adjusted it because I really like the dress, and it's been worn lots, and I really like it. The colour looks good on me. It's very winter colours, cool, lovely blues, navy, white, the pink. Yeah, what's not to like? So I've got my. I could put a pink blazer with it, I could put the blue blazer with it. It's great for dance practice. I could get away with it for social dancing, you know, just for a straightforward evening that wasn't anything not a special do. Washes really well, machine wash it, cool, and then just drip dry, or line dry, whatever. So yeah, one of my favourites. I don't know where I got this from. I think I put it back here. Okay, and you saw I was wearing this midweek. This is another 8577 Vogue. Lots of green in this, and I really want to introduce more green into my wardrobe. So more about that later. My gorgeous pink dress we've seen. Yeah, so recent make. This is the Cashmere at Kinnerton. This is a beautiful Italian linen. I put it in my Fabric Wheel of Fate summer edition, which I'm working on at the moment. This was my first make. Love this dress. I will make more. Really pretty sleeve with a nice little frill at the end, but the kind of dress I can dance in it. I want it for dance practice because it was such a hot day. It was perfect for the really hot weather. It's quite straight. There's enough give in the skirt to be able to dance in it, ballroom, so that's good. But it's, you know, it's fine for wearing every day. So it's a bit, yeah, I really like it. Definitely will make more. Blue, so I could wear this. It would go with my denim jacket. It would go with the navy. I could probably, maybe not the ecru, but yeah, lots of options there. Lots of options. Could maybe even, no, don't like the pink with it, but yes, lots of options there. Great dress. Actually, when I was wearing that, I certainly didn't need any kind of top or jacket, anything. It was boiling hot. Right, I mentioned earlier in the video that I'm always short of t-shirts. Another cashmerette Concord in this is a viscose jersey from, I think this came from Sherwood's, just a remnant. Love it, very pleased with it. It feels really nice. It's nice weight, quite a lightweight, great for the hot weather. So yeah, and I definitely haven't got enough t-shirts. Now that one, of course, will go, doesn't really go with the turquoise, but it goes with my navy Largo cargos. It goes with my off-white ones. It goes okay with jeans. So it's a useful top. And then my Rhapsody. Now, if you could sum up my favourite colours against this black background, these would be it. I love these beautiful aqua, and then the purples and the hint of green in there. I love this print, so I was very excited to sew with it. Really like the style of the design, and yeah, love Notions Rhapsody. And I like this with my turquoise Largo cargos and then my navy blazer. This makes a really nice little capsule wardrobe with the turquoise and the t-shirts I have, and the the two different colours of cargos and the blazer, and I love those colours, and I have just a few key items there that I can mix and match, and they go together really well. Okay, so I'm a big fan of Emilio Pucci and his fabrics, and this one, it's quite old now, worn it to death really, washed and worn several times, and it's nice. Again, it's my Largo cargos, works really well with my pink blazer. Could wear it with the navy, yeah, love it. Could wear it with jeans. Could wear it with pink bottoms. Not sure if it'd go with the dark red. They're perhaps a bit dark for it. Yeah, they are really. But if I had, I've got a bright pink rami in this. Got this in a really bright, kind of my signature pink. Thought I might make something wide-legged with those. So that would go quite nicely and would work with the navy blazer. Or probably this as well. And might, yeah, it's kind of, just looking at it, it's kind of that pink there. So that would work. But I do like it with this and the, I have more of this. I've got enough to make a dress. And at the moment, I've just started, I've got the cashmerette. I'll have to put it underneath, can't just remember the name. It's the knit dress that came out. It was the May pattern, May Club pattern. Might have been the Irving. Dress. Maybe, could be the Irving. Anyway, whichever it is, I'm making that up in a navy bamboo, and if I like it, I'll make it up in, I've got enough of this to make it, and I've got this in a white, in the white version, but I don't think there's enough to do an Irving. I might also do a shorter one, maybe, I don't know, but yeah, really like the fabric. Stitch Fabrics, Mr. Rosenberg and Son. Right, I'll pop this back here. So, and then this was the Rhapsody I did as a wearable toile. This was my Fabric Wheel of Fate in the spring, and yeah, first time I've made the Rhapsody, and it just a dream to sew, and I love wearing it. Nice with jeans, nice with my navy Largo cargos, works with the blazer. My cropped denim jacket's a bit short for it, to be honest, but yeah, really like it. love it. And I wear this just around the house. It's really comfortable. It's really nice viscose, doesn't really crease at all, which is why I bought it, because this one was such a nice viscose. I bought this one because I really liked how this behaved. So you've seen my new Metro blazer. Okay, so my coat hanger. Where am I up to? Oh, t-shirts. Okay, so my latest makes. I'm up to my latest makes now. So this was the t-shirt I made last week to go with my raspberry Largo cargos that I made the week before. So these are a mixture. It's a blend. It's a linen, rayon, rami blend. It's quite heavy. It's quite slubby. It's like a soft linen, quite heavy weight. It's made nice Largo cargos, a little bit on the drapey side, and they've come up a little bit big because there's quite a lot of stretch in the fabric, and I probably, if I was making them again, I'd size down. I think I bought 3 of these fabrics. I didn't have enough of this one to do the colder pants, but I think I'll do the colder pants in the other 2. Well, certainly at least one of them, and see how I like that. So I made this to go with it. This is a viscose jersey from Lamazi last year. I can't remember what it's called. I don't think they have it this year. I think I bought it probably in their end of season sale. But you'll notice, let me just show you. I haven't got enough hands. I wonder if that'll stay if I just hook it over there. Maybe, might fall on the floor. But the floor's clean, it's fine. So in my, just turning over so you can see the quilting cotton I used to line the facing of these trousers. Maybe show you the back. There's quite a lot of green in it, and I really like the green with the red and the dark pink. And in the top, just pop that back, there's also a lot of the dark green. Now, if you just recall earlier in my video, I was talking about introducing more green, maybe a bottle green or an emerald. This has got both in. It also has this winter, it almost goes chartreuse, which I really rather like. And I think at the time when I had my colours done, there was very little chartreuse being used, or lime in any kind of, you know, it didn't feature at all really in clothing at that time, unless you were wearing Vivienne Westwood. Might have done if you were, but yeah. So there's quite a lot of green in here. I think this goes almost, it kind of goes bottle in places, and then a jade, and then that cool chartreusey green, and then there are little pops of orange. But most of the colours are winter, so there's a little bit of spring in there. So I think that with these Largo cargos in this dark red and then a green jacket would be fabulous. So let me know what you think. I'm thinking either emerald or bottle. I'm thinking a textured fabric. And I'm thinking something different from my Metro blazer, maybe something a little bit longer. So have a think. Let me know which patterns you might think might be interesting, and which fabric types and which colours you think would go. Yeah, what do you think? About a bit more green in my wardrobe. So I'd be using the green as more as a neutral in that case, but it is still, it's not a signature. The emerald is, but the bottle green isn't a signature green, but it's just one of my regular colours. The same with the winter yellow. So I'll pop this back here, and then this week I finished today my in between my beekeeping, a bit of sewing to relax. Exhausting moving bees. Don't need to go to the gym this week. Goodness me. The honey supers are so heavy. They weigh like 40, 45 pounds, 50 pounds each. They have to be lifted down, moved about. Yeah, hard work. So anyway, you're here for sewing, not beekeeping. So excuse me for being distracted. Guess which t-shirt this is? Yet another Cashmere Concord. My favourite tee. really nice on. This I bought this at the same time as I bought the viscose jersey. This is a cotton jersey. This one's called Lupine Petals, and it was from Lamazi last year, and it's a beautiful quality get it right, Claire, beautiful quality cotton jersey, and yeah, lots of red. So it does work with the dark red, because there is some dark red in it, but it's quite a different look, and quite a lot of green in it. So again, this would go really nicely with the green jacket. And I think it could go dark green. There's a little bit of dark green, not a lot. There's quite a lot of the bright green. But all those greens work for me. I mean, the very warm grassy green is perhaps a bit spring-like, but there's enough of the cooler greens for that not to really be an issue, I don't think. Yeah, what do you think? Green jacket? Let me know in the comments. Can't wait to hear what you think. See, read what you think. Sorry, it's been a long day. Oh, get your act together, Claire. Right, another dance dress. So practice, social dance, ordinary social dance. Lady McElroy, Life in Venice, Biscoe Chalet, Eve dress. Sew over at Eve. Made this again before I'd worked out what I needed to get it to fit really well. I have altered this one as well. So they're not a bad fit. You know, they don't gape or anything. I've got a little popper just to be sure, because when you're dancing, you know, if you're dancing very closely to somebody, it can rub on your clothes, and you don't want anything to gape in an unfortunate place. So I have a little clear plastic popper there, but even if it's not popped together, it doesn't gape, and I've managed to shut it. I've ended up with it being too much fabric here, so I took some fabric out of there and made the wrap a little bit less of a wrap, so it does fit better. Love the fabric. It's got the pale, quite icy blue. That's one of my blues. It's got my lovely pinks in there. It's got lots of dark greens in there. Yes, it's got a little bit of brown and a little bit of cream, but it's got more of my winter pastels, I would say. They're not really pastels, are they? But you know what I mean. It's got more of my soft winter colours than it has spring, and it goes really nicely with this. This looks good with it, and neutral shoes look nice with it. I didn't put my shoes out. I know when Whitley does this, she has all her shoes, she has everything coordinated. I'm not that organised. I have got lots of shoes that go nicely with this, but I just... yeah, I'm in my sewing room rather than, I don't have a fancy closet, you know, so I don't have a very special filming area. It kind of is what it is. It'll get better. First time I've done a video like this, what do you think? I wasn't sure. I might look at it when I'm editing and think, oh, can't put that out. You might not get to see all this. Hopefully it'll work. So yeah, like that. I made this about 3 years ago, I think. Bought the fabric at the Festival of Quilts. I've got my self-bias binding for the hem. That's my go-to. I always face my hems. If you want to know how to do that, let me know. It's really not difficult. Yeah, and my final summer garment. Another Fabric Wheel of Fate make. You know, this fabric's been in my stash for years, and you'll know, if you've watched me for some time, you'll know that I bought this from Rainbow Fabrics, and when it came, it was my first and last order with Rainbow Fabrics. And I was so disappointed I never went back to them. But I, you know, give them credit, and I always say this, they gave me a full refund for this, so I can't complain. It was just, I just never went back to them. So I bought, it's a beautiful viscose twill, and these are the Loddon, the Style Arc Loddon pants. I quite like Style Arc patterns. I have quite a few. The bottoms fit me really well with hardly any adjustment. These are a straight size 12. I put the size 14 elastic in. That was the only change I made. They're elasticated back, flat front. They're probably a little bit big on the hips, but everything is big on the hips because my hips are like a size 8. You know, they're tiny. It's ridiculous. Don't really have hips. I have my top half and then legs. Just skip the hips. So yeah, they're really lovely shape. They have they're great in a viscose, lovely and drapey. Love wearing this. I've worn this a lot. And then the top, so the fabric, you won't be able to see this on camera, but trust me when I say the print was the same. I had ordered 3 meters to make an Eve dress, and 2 meters were this beautiful viscose twill, which is my winter white. So that's my version of cream. And then the extra metre on the end that was kind of attached with, you know, this sewed together like a ladder stitch, was a voile. So it you know, a translucent voile. And I put my hand on, you can see my hand underneath. So I lined it with a plain white viscose challis from, I don't know, where did I get that? Pound Fabrics. From Pound Fabrics. Just bought for lining. I had meters of the stuff for lining, and it worked brilliant. So this is the Curso top. This is from the book Ahead of the Curve, and I bought it as a Kindle edition. And whether you buy it as the book version or the Kindle edition, you get the code to be able to download the PDF patterns, and then you can just print them off. And it's just a lovely, lovely, simple t-shirt pattern. It covers your bra straps. It's not too deep. It fits me really nicely. So the one I made, I think it was a tie front one I made when I did the Mulberry Cobra Corsage. It's a really popular tank top tee with a tie front, and I want to say, I think it's Friday Pattern Company, but it might not be. But it's one of the very first patterns I bought when I was very inexperienced, and I didn't do a good job of fitting the bust, whereas this one just fit out of the packet. And I like the length, I like the whole thing. I feel very put together wearing this. It's like, it feels like a one piece, you know, but with, you can still go to the loo easily. So good bathroom manners. So I really like it with this sew over it Sorrento jacket. I've worn this to death. I've had this 3 years, and I've worn it and worn it and worn it, and it's been washed and washed and washed, and it's just such a lovely pattern. Now I know Cashmerette brought out a jacket pattern, the Glover I think it is, as a club pattern, but you know, this jacket's going to take an awful lot of beating. The sizing again, I need to sort the size out. I need to probably get my sloper on it. I made this in the size 14, but I can't fasten it up. But if I make it in a 16, it's too big. This is a 16. This was the first one I made. It's okay. It's just a bit big on the shoulders, but this is a better fit. But I can't button it. So yeah, I'd need to go for the 14, but do a very much full bust adjustment. And I wasn't sure with the pockets on the front, you know, those pocket bits, really difficult to do a full bust adjustment on those. And of course, sew over it's full bust adjustment, full, you know, the D-cut version doesn't come into a size 16, so which is why I made it in this size to start with. But anyway, enough of that. I'm sure I've mentioned that more than once, so apologies if I'm repeating myself. Yeah, so love this outfit. So there we go. So I'm thinking, what do I need more of? Well, let's have a look at what's really missing. There are no shorts in there. I don't have a decent pair of shorts. I have a lovely pair of wool shorts that I've had about 7 years, that were, I bought them when I was still working. I've been retired 5 years, so they're at least 7 years old. So I've got theirs, and they're a mixture of wool and cotton, and they're beautiful, and they're a lovely charcoal grey, plain short. And I went shopping for some stuff from Aldi, and I picked up a bottle of bleach, and the cap was loose, and I got bleach on my hands, and I tried really hard not to touch anything. But you know what I should have done is probably gone and got some wet wipes and tissues from the aisle and cleaned myself up, and then gone and paid for them. But I managed to get bleach on the shorts, only a tiny amount, but bleach on the shorts. And of course I did think, because they do still fit me, they're a bit snug around my middle, but they do fit. I did think I could perhaps do some embroidery over them, embroider some flowers or something, because it's just made the fabric go that bronzy colour. It's not bleached it white or anything, but you can't really do anything with it. You can't re-dye it or anything. It doesn't take on bleach. So shorts, there are no shorts. I need to make some shorts. I don't think I've got enough trousers. I'd like more trousers. I love the colder pants. This is one of my winter outfits that just happens to be here. I made this for the winter, and it's a lovely waistcoat. It's the Pattern Scout, I think, waistcoat, although Cashmere have brought out a club pattern, the Hartwell I think it is, but Pattern Scout do, I think it goes up to a double D cup, and it's a nice fit on me. And then these are the colder pants, which are a lovely fit, and I'm thinking of these in a couple of other more summer. These are wool. This is a wool twill. I'm thinking of a more summer appropriate weight of fabric. I mean, these are great for the spring and the autumn, but I'd like something a bit more linen-y, a bit lighter, a bit cooler for the summer. Maybe I like the Loddon pants for the viscose weight. I think these are good for they're a slightly different shape, the Colders. They're more of a shaped leg, the Loddon pants. They are quite a different pattern. They look very similar, but they're not. So those are options. And I've got some beautiful fabrics that need making up into nice things. I'd like more shirt options. I'd like more t-shirts, more shorts, and more shirt options. And I don't think I'll ever be able to have too many dance dresses. I've got 4 dance dresses there. It's really not enough for the whole of the summer. I am going to be repeating and repeating and repeating with my 2 Eve dresses, even if I wear my Kinnerton. I dance twice a week, practice, and then a social dance. And the social dances, I've not really got a summer black tie dance. I could get away with this one and have for black tie. I'll certainly be wearing that tomorrow, but I could really do with at least one more. I've got some of the lovely Lady McElroy hydrangea story that I'd make another nice 8577. That is great for dancing, but it does take me a whole week to make one. So I've got the I'm hoping the Cashmerette Club pattern, I think it's the Irving knit pattern, I'm hoping that will make a nice dress that I can maybe wear for social dancing or for practice. So what do you think? How's it going? What do you think of my choices? What do you think of the colours I've picked? What am I really short of? What's obviously missing? It doesn't include my swimwear, that's separate. Don't wear a lot in the way of outdoor coats and stuff. I've got most of the time this is what I'm wearing for just about everything apart from gardening, cleaning the house. If I was sewing, this is the Sunday romper by Love Notions. Very comfortable for sewing, so I might be wearing this on my Tidal. I could do a couple more of those really. I'd like more Kinnertons. I could probably do with a wardrobe that's half as big again, maybe, with some more key pieces that I can repeat. What do you think? Am I just being greedy? how much do you know what I mean, if you think of everything you wear during the day, you know, I think I don't really have a problem choosing things to wear. I'm not one of these people that's got a wardrobe full of clothes and nothing to wear, because most things go with it. You know, they're curated into outfits and they go really well with each other. So, and I have some hand knitted cardigans. I've got a dark red that's this kind of red. It's maybe a little bit more terracotta than this, but it's a dark red. I've got a royal blue, and I've got a turquoisey blue. That's more that turquoise than that. It's a bit lighter. So I've got 3 of those that I can put over dresses and what have you if it's a cool day to warm things up a bit. Just got the 2 jackets, but I've got the Metro blazers. I think at least one more jacket, and then maybe, you know, I could do with at least a gilet and a little bomber jacket or something like that, I think, to wear. I've got the fabrics, some nice quilted fabrics to make them from. Haven't got round to making them up yet. What do you think? Let me know what you think. So you've heard about life, beekeeping. It's been all beekeeping this week. I've not gardened, I've not cleaned my house. It's been sewing and beekeeping and not very much else. So lots to catch up on there. Tomorrow we should finish moving the bees. That'll be good. We've just got the final move to do, the ones we shut up today. We had our sewing social last Sunday. I'm off to Lady McElroy, the Sherwood's Fabrics, on Sunday this week, hopefully. Fingers crossed, with Sandra Stitched from Sandra and I run the Cheshire Sewing Social together. So Sandra and I are going to have a day out, so I'll show you my fabric haul. Might be a very small one, but I'll show you my fabric haul sometime soon. Probably, hopefully next week. Yeah, so that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you are interested in knowing how to do hem facings using bias binding, let me know. It's very simple. If you are interested in learning how to face a facing and you haven't seen my midweek video, I will pop a card up here for you to look at. Other than that, have a lovely weekend and enjoy your sewing wherever in the world you are. If you've enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up, and I'd love to hear what you think about this style of video and what I've been chatting about and where my summer sewing's going. Would love to hear your suggestions. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.